how life is art.
After a successful outing in Mozambique, South African photographer Cedric Nunn has brought his pictures to Omeka Gallery to show the Nigerian crowd what he has up his sleeves.
This exhibition is a retrospective of 30 years of my work, and it's done primarily for South Africans, but of course the exhibition has traveled internationally as well. There was a national show that toured nationally and another show that toured internationally. And the exhibition has been touring now, it's almost 3 years, and has been to Europe, the USA, some other Southern African countries, and it's the final show that you're seeing now is here in Nigeria is the very final show of the work.
He's well known in this country as one of the ace photographers in his times, and so he's eager to show off the kind of pictures that tickle his fancy.
If we look at our society, we may see things, of course, we can liken to what Cedric Nunn has captured of apartheid South Africa. We've had political upheavals in Nigeria. So looking at that, we tried to marry the two contents, and that informed our bringing him in here.
Cedric is very passionate about the pictures he captures. That's the reason why human angle stories are dear to his heart.
They have a resonance. They have an importance for people elsewhere in the world, and certainly in people in Nigeria. Nigeria has a long history with South Africa. Nigeria has had fraternal relations with South Africa, supported the struggle for liberation in South Africa, and continues to be a partner in our development after democracy.
Images is the only way he can play his role in being the change he wants to see.
A lot of the images that are seen here are of the much older work, the historical. The curators seem to have chosen some of the more older historical works, and of a period that was up until 1994.
So, we see titles such as A Tenant Farmer Evicted from White-Owned Land, Deborah Exon and Noel Norris visiting the grave of Deborah's recently deceased father, and many other works in that direction, which are explicit enough, so you have no doubt where this artist's passion lies.
The title of Call and Response is more about me than about the viewer. It's about me being called to photography and my response. So you're looking at my response to that calling. The product that you see here is my response. But the beautiful thing about photographs is that everybody that looks at images brings their own response to the images that they see.
The images are not very brazen, and yet they are metaphor laden. The more you look, the more you see things you never saw from the beginning.
With this call and response exhibition, Cedric has shown that life is like a camera. Focus on the important shot, turn the negative into positive if it's messed up, and take another shot.
Born 1882 in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, Aina Onobolu was the first Nigerian modern art teacher and painter. He also promoted the drawing of environmental forms in style and was known for his early modern art in portraiture. He started painting at the early age of 12, inspired by the cheap reproduced illustrations of Western art which were prominent in many Nigerian magazines and religious books. By the age of 32, he was able to exhibit his own works and was quite popular as a knowledgeable and skilled artist. He later traveled abroad to study art at Academia Julian in Paris. He later traveled abroad to study art at Académie Julian in Paris and at school in London. Before his sojourn abroad, he was already a competent and self-taught drawer. He completed his studies with a diploma in fine art and a teacher's certificate from St. John Wood's College, London, in 1922. Armed with his new skills, his return from London gave him a new perspective on introducing indigenous art education into the country. Anabolu, who had taught informally to enthusiastic students, began teaching in a few top schools in Lagos, such as King's College and CMS Grammar School. His themes dealt primarily with the science of perspective, drawing, and human proportions, and watercolor painting. Though there were few teachers on Western techniques in art, Anabolu's period started the separation of arts and life. He also encouraged the adoption of European teachers in art instruction in the country. He passed on in 1963.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.
Art House, life is art. And with that, we draw the curtain on this week's edition of the show. I hope you had a fun time with us. And don't forget, feedback is really very important to us. So reach us through any of our platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.